Good day everyone. Today we'll have a look on NFS Datastore configuration on ESXi. The NFS share is configured on Synology NAS, and we'll go through all the configuration step by step. Here you can see under this data center there is 3 data stores created in total of 1.38 TB, and 1.1 TB is used already. So we need to have more space to accommodate more VMs. These 3 data stores are local data stores on the servers. Now we will create the NFS data store. Here we are on Synology NAS. Open control panel. First we have to enable the NFS service. Then open the file services. Then choose NFS. Enable NFS service. Choose the latest protocol, which is 4.1. Go to advanced, and in performance point of view, always keep the packet size in a higher value. I choose on here 32 KB. Click save and apply the settings. Okay, now we enable the NFS service on the NAS. Now we go back to the home and then open the share folders. Here we have already few share folders created, and if you want to create a new folder, you can create it like that. Create new folder, give a name, choose volume, and so on. Here we will choose the volume. Then you no need to enable a recycle bin. Always hide the share folder on my network place, which is a good idea. And nothing else, just to create a share folder in the Synology NAS. For now, we are not using this new folder. We will use an existing share folder because this is a working environment. So we need to configure in that way. Choose a folder and then click edit. Here it's hidden from network places, and the recycle bin service also it's disabled. It's in the volume also it's pre-selected everything. In the encryption tab, I'm not using any kind of encryption here. Advanced data also, I'm not changing any data quota or something. Permissions, basic admin permissions are there. Go to advanced. Here also not changing any kind of settings. Here in the NFS permission, we would like to add the host IP address or the subnet. So I prefer to keep the IP address instead of subnet. Here we are giving the ESXi host IP and no changes. Privilege is read write and enable asynchronize. Click save. So here we assign the permission and note down this mount path, which is the NFS volume mount path. This will be, we need to use this on ESXi host. So the NAS part is over. We'll move on to the VMware. Here in VMware, first we have to create a VM kernel adapter for NFS traffic. For that, we go select the host and go to configure, select the virtual switches in the networking, then expand all the available switches. And so one switch is having the management network also. So I prefer to go with the switch number 1. Switch number 0 is having management network and VM network. So for the new VM kernel adapter, always go with the switch which doesn't have a management network. So we will use switch number 1. Here we add networking, VM kernel adapter. Next, then we will choose an existing switch. Browse to select the switch, switch number 1. OK. Click next. Give a name. Make sure the MTU size is 9000, and it will allow the jumbo frames for maximum throughput. We're gonna read and write a ton of data on this NFS share, and make sure to untick all these settings. You don't need to enable anything. Click next. Here we have to give a static IP address. It's better to go with the static IP address from the same subnet. and the net mask. That's it. I'm not going to change any gateway or something. And these are the setting summary of the VM kernel adapter. Just click finish. That's it. We have created the VM kernel adapter named NFS. While creating the NFS Datastore, VMware is smart enough to use this newly created VM kernel adapter for the Datastore traffic. Now we can create the Datastore. Right click from the data center, then choose storage and new storage. Here we choose NFS. Click next. We'll choose the latest version 4.1. Click next. Then here we will give the NFS Datastore name. Then the folder path that we copied from the NAS, and the server IP, which is the Synology IP address. If you have multiple servers, then we can add the servers into the list. So currently we are having only one, so we'll go next. I'm not using any Kerberos authentication and choose the host, to which host the data center to be added. This host IP is already mentioned on the NFS permission in Synology. And click next and finish. That's it. The data store has been mounted. Here you can see the capacity around 21 TB. Now we can add the required VMs in this data store. So we have enough space. Let me add the VM and I will show you the result. Here you can see the VMs are created. A total of 5 VMs created in this newly created data store. Let's browse in Synology. Let's see the NFS share. Here all the VMs are created. Few ISO files also copied to that. I just want to mention here, when we create the VM kernel adapter in a different switch, and we bind the switch with 2 different physical adapters, which is not used with the switch number 0, so which will help you for the maximum throughput. With that, we came to end of the NFS data store creation. I hope this video is informative and helpful for you. Thank you very much.